Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Yeah, I'm a witness for the Lord. I'm gonna sing these crazy praises till I'm gone.
On friends, James DeWin here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. What am I calling it? You're Alpha Raiders. You're not just friends. You're Alpha Raiders. What's going on, Alpha Raiders? James DeWin here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. I was trying to turn on the background music, and welcome to the draw stream. It is 8 o'clock on a Sunday, and you know what we do. You know how we do. We draw. So, brother Reverend Saber in the house. I hope you brought along the apprentice, because we are gonna draw the Immortal Iron Fist, Mr. Danny Rand, the billionaire who has the power to I don't know what does he do? Just punch you real hard? Maybe you can educate me on that. So I've been a little bit distracted. Brother Benny, the Alpha Raider, one of the Alpha Raiders, notified me about a contest with Ghost Machine, and they're having a cover contest, a cover artist cover contest, whatever. So Geiger and Redcoat, you're allowed to submit 3 to 6 covers. I don't know how anybody has the time to submit 3 to 6, but here is my entry so far. Working on that's Geiger. If you're not familiar with the character, this is Random Guy. They're jumping off some cars. He's beating them up, but that was something that I was kind of contemplating doing anyway, because everybody and their brother has these variant covers, and I said if I had the opportunity to do a variant cover for one of the major publishers, what would it look like? Would I be able to rise to the occasion? And so I saw a solicitation for the New Avengers, and it had this roster, and it reminded me of the roster that I was that I really liked, with Brian McBendis and David Finch. It had Wolverine and Spider-Man in it, and Luke Cage, and it did not have Daredevil and Captain Marvel. But I took it upon myself to try to draw a variant cover for that relaunch, and so I'm excited to work on that. But I will be working on this. Whoop, let's hit this Kabamski. This cover, sketch cover, not an actual variant cover, full size 11 by 17 like I just showed you, but this is going to be the sketch cover that I will be working on, and we're going to do the colors like I had been doing, where I color over the pencils and then I come back in with the inks then afterward. I've already used my handy dandy pencil, and this is nothing special. So these are the tools that I use, and I have never been a fancy schmancy kind of guy. So, oh my goodness, this yellow is going to be the same yellow as what I had just whited out. So what I did was I used this thing that I always see Mr. Jim Lee use. It's a Presto. It's really just a whiteout pen, but anything Jim Lee does kind of elevates that product in my eyes. So I don't want to mess up his costume already, because in my head, I am, I know his collar is yellow, but like, is it green on the outside? Iron Fist. Okay, we'll keep this. Also handy for reference. I got another screen going, but yeah. So I do want to talk about all the things. But yes, last week I was at the Hershey Comic Con, and I want to thank Joe and all of his amazing volunteers and not just volunteers, but his employees also. He paid some people to be there, and but he also had some amazing volunteers that we got to hang out with. They made the day go super duper smooth, and so grateful to be a part of that show. And I will give you the breakdown of. Are you guys interested in like how much an artist makes at a convention? I do want to help other artists. There was a new guy there, came up and introduced himself to me, and really hoping to kind of do a thing in at the conventions and get work as an artist. And he did some good work, and so he asked me how much I make. And I don't know if that's something that you guys care about. Do you care how much an artist makes at a convention? Do you care whether we make back our table costs or not? Or are you just kind of there you just assume that we make some money? You assume that we're all savvy enough to walk away with a couple bucks in our pocket. Brother Rod says, after plunging his hands into the heart of the sea dawn in Kunlun, he can now focus his chi into a multitude of uses. Oh, okay. Not just like a big one punch type of thing. He can focus his chi into a multitude of uses. That's the short version. Gotcha. Brother Ernest in the house. Isn't it all in the name? That's what I'm saying. Is it just in the name? Is his fist like just like cup how? Good night. And then good day, sir. Good day, sir. Or is it like the way that Brother Reverend Saber is describing it? Maybe. Does it shoot at all? Does it ever like form some kind of chi blast? Is there a chi blast? Actually, I have seen it colored multiple different ways. So I'm going to go with like a more let me see. So I have a screen up where I'm looking at some references, and I see it in pink. The chi in his fists are like pink. Most of the time I'm seeing yellow. I don't want it to be boring. See a little like fire looking power. Brother Fong in the house. Sup everyone? Brother Ernest saying, what up, Fong? How y'all doing? That's me. Sorry, I've been MIA for a while. I was MIA last week. I was in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I was actually, it's the Grantville exit. I was referring to the artist question, but that worked too. Did I miss? It's all in the name. Fong, Brother Fong. Maybe that's all we have to say. Brother Fong is in the name. Say my name. Anyway, so I don't know if it helps you guys. Like, part of the channel, the purpose of the channel was to kind of inspire young artists, or not young, because I'm not especially young, but to inspire creators to create their comic. Like, stop sitting on the sideline, get in the game. And I wanted to take away some of the mystery of like how much it costs, what to expect. And I don't know, because not a lot of people talk about it. Not a lot of people like on my level, like, which is very low. I consider my position pretty low. Just kind of a, you know, a, 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 independent creator. Oh, not yet. Not yet. Go light peach first. Pretty low in the pecking order. I mean, I have my working on issue number 9 of my independent comic, so I'm not like new to the game or like an absolute nobody, but I'm a pretty much a nobody. I don't expect people to come to a comic convention because of me, but I'm starting to see people who are coming out because of me, and I am super grateful for that. And they're coming out for Alpha Red, they're coming out for me, and all those things are amazing. But the guy that I met, his name is Joseph Hill, and he's a first-time convention guy. And he was like, what can I expect? He had like a lot of prints, and he only had two images, but he had like 100 of each. So he's like, I didn't know what to expect, so I just made 100 of each. And I don't even have 100 of anything but my comics nowadays. Let me see, what is this green? There's like a super light green, which I would like to try to see. Ooh, that's like a lemony. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. So, but I was sharing how much I made with him in front of another one of my creators, my creator buddies. And he's like, you're just bragging. Like, I'm not trying to brag. I don't know how much anybody makes. I just know how much I make. And I just know that it's worth it for me to come out to a show, especially when I've been invited. I'm super thankful for being invited, because they give you a table, free table, where it usually costs somebody paying for the table like $170. And, it's not super expensive. It's not the most expensive table I've ever paid for, but it's a cost that you have to immediately recoup. I'm missing all kinds of stuff. Brother Funk says there's a movie coming out about Hershey this year. I had no idea. Really? Like a documentary, or like a dramatized version of Milton Hershey's story? That'd be cool. We're honored to have you coming to KoinoniaCon. That's right. October 24th, guys. KoinoniaCon in San Jose, California. Be there, or, don't be there because it's kind of far away from the East Coast. I'm in the East Coast, but be there if you can. It would be fantastic to have an Alpha Red meetup in San Jose, October 24th. Details, Fong will provide the details somewhere. Yo, everyone. Brother Patrick Daniel in the house. I purchased your art because I really like it, and you do work of characters that are my favorite. Yes. It is also supports the future projects. I personally will not stand in line for hours and pay big money for where's the rest of it? For somebody else. For, say, Todd McFarlane or Robert Liefeld. Thank you. I appreciate it. Brother Ernest, I appreciate your support. And yes, it does support future Alpha Reds. So I have paid for the first 8 pages of Alpha Red to be colored already. I have also paid for the second 8 pages of Alpha Red to be colored. I am currently working on the final 8 pages of Alpha Red. I'm on page 18. So there's only 5 pages left of issue number 9. And I will have the money because of your support, partially Brother Ernest, partially many others, I can and will print them up beforehand and do more of a pre-sale kind of a crowdfunder. There will be some fun things that I plan on doing to kind of bring attention to Alpha Red, the new thing. There will be some exclusive covers and things like that, but I will do it in a different way this time. And I don't know if you guys have an opinion on someone who continually does something different, or if you prefer that I do similar things, same. Do things kind of same. This was supposed to be his shoulder. This is the problem sometimes. If I do things too far in advance, that I forget. Like that is his shoulder up here. That sticks out. But yeah, there are the crowdfunding landscape is changing. Not as many people are supporting on Fund My Comic, which I prefer to do it on Fund My Comic for a couple of different reasons. One of them being that they pay out the most of what you contribute. A lot of that comes back to me, whereas Kickstarter has fees on top of fees on top of fees. Number two, I like Luke Stone. I like what he's trying to do to create that alternative. I wish it would stick a little bit better. I wish more people used it. Wish there was more traffic there. But there just is not. Brother Funk says, we got a special guest page up with James Q. Nguyen featured. Thank you. I'll have to check that out. And I'll circle back around and link it in the description below. I did not link it in the description below, but October 24th, San Jose, California. That's where I'll be. Actually, Koinonia Con will be in Castro Valley, California. That's where I'll be. I won't be in San Jose. If you go to San Jose, I won't be there, which is about 45 minutes north of San Jose. All right, you just direct me where to go, bro. Castro Valley, California is where I will be on the 24th of October. But but I'll make sure to feed James good Vietnamese food in San Jose with the Vietnamese coffee with the egg in it. Because I've never had it at the store. I've tried it at home and it's amazing. But I'm sure I want to try it the authentic way. I prefer supporting more on Fund My Comic versus Kickstarter for the same reason. For sure. I just wish there was more traffic. And it definitely, more of it goes to the creator. And I can get the funds right away. I like that that system that he has, where even if I'm not going to make goal on there, which I appreciate whatever anybody can give me on those things, and then I make sure that I can fulfill the pledge that was offered. So I will try to use the Whatnot stream. Whatnot stream is a little bit more gosh, it was just fun. I don't know how to describe it. I like the speed of it. I would rather, what I'm thinking I want to do is I want to get on there, honestly, and just have get on there every night. Just have not every night, but every other night or something like that. Have different types, different exclusives, and maybe that be the way that I crowdfund. And there will be different exclusive covers and things like that, but it will be a little bit more Gosh, I'm having problems describing what I'm picturing in my head. It'll be limited, like each exclusive cover. I have some friends who have offered to do some covers, and so it will be limited to a certain number from the beginning, because I will have to print them up and be able to ship them out almost as soon as the campaign is over. So I will have to choose, like, if I'm going to have 25 copies of a special cover, then that's all I have, period. And I have to eventually try to sell it. I will give that artist, I don't know, 10, 15 of them, and then try to crowdfund using the rest of them. And in hopes that, you guys will overpay for those limited edition special covers. And so that we can make back the money for me to print a larger print run of issue number 9. And that's how I will crowdfund. And then once we do the whatnot stuff and fund it the way, like however much we'll sell on whatnot, we'll go first. And then after people stop engaging in that, I will go back and put it on Fund My Comic, and then put it on Kickstarter. So, but that's all like leftover stuff. The leftovers. You don't want the leftovers. You want to be part of the initial offering from the whatnot streams. I just like the engagement on the whatnot stream. So, all right. So we got the lime yellow in. Now let's go in for the darker green. The old darker green. And then we'll go back in with, of course, the black line work. The old black line work. See what I'm missing here. Brother Ray McKay in the house. Ray McKay is going to be at Comic-Con. Anyone got questions you want me to ask him at the panel he's on? So I did send that that package off to you, Fung, if you could. Hopefully it makes it there and you can give it to Brother Ray. I've done a couple of the shows on Whatnot, and it's cool, but you have to package and ship ASAP. That is why I will have to limit the covers and things, like, because I have to have them printed up and ready to ship. So it will be, issue number 9 will be like done and ready before I even offer it anywhere. And so it's something new, and something I hope is kind of fun, a fun way to have you guys interact. It'll be, maybe you get it for cheaper. Maybe you get it at the base price. Maybe I'll start it a little less than what it will be when it hits, when and if it hits Fund My Comic and Kickstarter. So and these are highlighters. I don't know if you guys, I talk about it. I've been doing some coloring the past couple of weeks. So I don't know if you have heard that I am starting to use these Sharpie highlighters as kind of my go-to for the lighter colors because they're cheaper and they seem to last longer. They're not as dark as like the regular Sharpie or the Prismacolor markers or the Copics that I typically use. So it is just kind of a cheap way to get the colors, at least the base color, and then I'll go in with like a darker green with maybe a Sharpie, regular green Sharpie, and then I'll go in with the inks. It's getting there. What do you think? What do you guys think? Let's see if I missed any. Patrick Daniel says, everyone ready for the new Spider-Man movie? That is next week. Next week's drawing will be Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Will do. Hopefully it arrives in the next couple of days before we leave. We're driving part way on Tuesday night and then the rest of the way on Wednesday. So it's due to arrive on Tuesday. It was supposed to arrive on Monday, and then I forgot to send it out. I forgot to get it into the mail in time. And so I expect that it will be on Tuesday. My kids are counting down the days for Spider-Man. I'll probably watch the new Spider-Man movie, but not a fan of the title. That's right. Nobody wants to remember. So I was watching, was it Perch? Perch was talking about the new EIC over at Marvel, Steve Wacker. I guess he was in the editorial office, or he was a part of Marvel during the Brand New Day, the One More Day, Brand New Day storyline. He wasn't an editor. Obviously, Joe Quesada was the editor-in-chief at the time, I think, right? I know he drew it, but was he also the editor-in-chief? It's a lot of hats for a guy. But he was saying that sales at the time were enormous, very, very big, very big, very big. And so if Disney comes in and they're looking at eras, storylines that were successful, they're going to look at those numbers, and what they're going to see is that Brand New Day was actually a successful venture. Let me see if these are the same orange. They are not. I want a lighter, slightly lighter, just to give it just a little bit around here. Brother Fong, are we doing karaoke at Koinonia Con? I hear that you are the karaoke champion. I want to see some of that karaoke champion. Karaoke champion singing. We can sing karaoke the Alpha theme song. Alpha Red, the hero we need. Come on. right. Do I need a darker green? Let's just see it. Let's just see if we need it. Let's see if we can't find like a nice kind of different color green. Different color green. And then maybe just use it as kind of an outline. Outline for the muscles. Outlining the muscles. Outlining the muscles. Yeah, so the success that I have at conventions and things really go right back into paying for the coloring of Alpha Red. I have Ray McKay working on a Wingman story, and I'll probably have to pay somebody to do that because I don't have the time, but I do have his origin kind of mapped out. So I gave Ray McKay the origin, and he's going to use the 22 pages that I have for Wingman #1. And I asked him to come up with a 60 to 64 page origin, like expounding on the plans that I had for it. And so I will probably use some of the money. Hopefully the funds don't dry out. But really want to have some other Alpha Red related characters and titles to kind of spin off if I have the resources. I know that people reach out to me and ask if I need any help with art, things like that. And I mean, I draw everything myself, so I typically just turn them away. But if I have a Wingman story that I'm trying to bring to life, why not let them do the new art? Because the old art still holds up pretty good. I am slowly having that colored. And it's looking pretty good. And I just want to make sure that I'm going to do something with it. So, all is good. Let's see. Patrick Daniels says, what's your go-to song, Fong? No plans for karaoke at Koinonia Con. May have a small worship service at the end, so I may be a part of that. Nice. My go-to song lately has been Nothing's Gonna Change My Love for You by George Benson. I don't know that one. Interesting. Then the rest of the night, it's dominated by boy band songs. Nice. I've been singing What You Won't Do for Love. What You Won't Do for Love. No, maybe not. Quite a bit lately. Nice. Oh no, not the boy bands. Come on, what's wrong with the boy bands? Patrick, don't hate. Yeah, my wife says the same thing. Nice. My wife says the same thing too. Because that's all I really sing, boy band songs. If it's not a Christian song, Christian contemporary boy band sounding song, it is a boy band song. Too funny. All right. Yeah, so what I'm going to be doing with these sketch covers is I'm going to be, sometime this week, I'm going to be loading them up on my Whatnot store. So if you guys are looking, if you're an Iron Fist fan, you know, head over to shopalphared.com, and that is my Whatnot store. And it just gives it, like, you can put it in a cart and you can consolidate. Shipping is the main reason why I think I like using the Whatnot app. That's the main reason. All right. I like the outline. I like the darker color being the outline here. So I am going to come in with the inks, so they won't stay the outline, but it really helps me to envision what I should be concentrating on. So yeah, that's where I think most of my sketch covers and stuff will end up. And then when I have an auction, I will take them out of the store, whatever is in there, and maybe drop it down $5 or $10 just to kind of incentivize anybody who's been kind of looking at any of the covers, sketches. And let me see here. Iron Fist symbol. Let me see. Just need a quick look-see at that. I knew it was something. It had some kind of a little hair on the neck thing before the dragon neck goes kind of crazy. Oh, nope. Doesn't go that crazy. So yeah, the consolidation of shipping is one of the main reasons I think the Whatnot shop benefits anybody who wants more than one, or if they want to try Alpha Red along with a sketch cover, they can. I appreciate the new fans that I got during the Whatnot stream. The one guy bought all three Alpha Red #1 with the engraved signature that I am doing only on the Whatnot stream. So that was fun. I didn't know he was going to go for all three. That was funny. Very nice of him. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to do the smaller. This is what I use, guys. If you're new to the channel, this is the precise rolling ball from Pilot. I want to say, yep, Pilot is. You can't see it, but it says it right there, Pilot. And the only ones that I buy are the 0.5 and 0.7 millimeter. So let's go back to this and try to capture the flowiness of the headband. Flowy. Yeah, trying all kinds of new stuff for the crowdfunders. Feels like the pros, or the ex-pros, the ex-Marvel and DC folks, have come with their fan base and kind of taken all the oxygen out of the room. And so they're making their tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. If you're Robert Kirkman and Transformers and stuff, you know, with their IP recognizability, they are they're making millions. I'm sure they're not taking home millions, but because they have to print up the books and whatnot, but it doesn't feel like the Joe Schmo is getting a fair shake on Kickstarter anymore. And not a whole lot of even independent creators are kind of abandoning Fund My Comic. From what I can tell, I know that the Starcross guys, they need the funds. They're not crowdfunding like me, going to conventions and stuff. So they need the funds, and so Kickstarter is a platform that is more recognizable, and you get a little bit of the residual traffic from the more popular creators. So it's hard to abandon that if you really need the money. Not that I don't need the money, but like, you can do stuff for principle, or you can do stuff that makes money. And that's why a lot of the not safe for work stuff is there. That's like easy money. Easy Monet. Let's see what I'm missing over here. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the drawing here? Brother Ryan says, looks good so far. Zebra Comics. If you guys aren't following Ryan and what he's doing with Nephilim and Nephilim 2, what are you waiting for? Go over to Zebra Comics. Ernest says, Fong be doing bye. As his close out karaoke nights. Bye. Nice. There were a couple of Christian boy bands in the 2000s, plus one True Vibe. I like that song. Plus one and True Vibe. I'll have to look them up. I do not know about them. Like some of the songs could be like boy bandish songs. Some of the what's that? Feliz. I forget what the Feliz guy's name is. Jordan Feliz. Like that could be a boy band song. Yep, I've definitely done that as my closeout song before. That's right. Why wouldn't you, sir? Bye. Come on. Marvel Comics leaving New York is a big deal. DC left in 2015, so the big two are out of New York entirely after July of 2027. That's too bad. That is too bad. End of an era, for sure. All right. So this is where the picture all comes together, right here, right? It's where the inks come in. Yeah. So a lot of people were saying that the offices were mostly empty anyway, because in our day and age, everybody can work remote, and most people live around the world, around the country, around the world. So if you already have Disney offices in Burbank, California, why would you pay rent or pay taxes on a building that is not necessary. But, you know, we shall see how that affects the stories. You can tell already that New York isn't as big an influence on the stories because the creators don't live there. You know, it's like they have a caricature of New York. And I don't think it's, and people who don't live in America are writing comics like Captain America. Like, why is Chip Zdarsky writing Captain America? He's Canadian. Like, I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. Like, certain characters are only, or at least best understood by someone who grew up here, not just reading the news about what America is. So it's kind of disappointing that they wouldn't hold the line on some things editorially to give Americans somebody who loves America and not just lives in Canada and hates America, writing a character that is supposed to symbolize America. So, shame on them. No tears for a failing comic about not Captain America. But it is what it is. That's why we're creating brand new characters. And if I have a Captain America like character, maybe Alpha maybe Wingman will turn into more of a Captain America-esque character. What y'all think? I'm trying to look for. Oh, while I was down at the Hershey Comic Con, Bart Sears was there. I don't know if you guys are a fan of Bart Sears, but I wanted to pick this up on his Kickstarter. He had a Kickstarter where it was Brutes and Babes, volumes 1 and 2. And then I met him down there, and I had a really good first day. And so, after the first day, actually before the first day, because I ran into him on Friday, talked to him, reminded him that we had already met at the Syracuse Collectors Con in 2024. He did remember me. And we exchanged some pleasantries. The next, on Sunday morning, I came down and had a good first day. So I went and bought his Brutes and Babes. And I just need some paper here so that I'm not smearing. No smearing. But yeah, he's just a good guy. Good to talk to. I don't believe he's a Christian. I don't know if he is or not. But somebody was talking to him about his work on some Penthouse comics. So I'm going to assume that he's not. And I know that, I don't know. I guess I won't say because I don't know. I just assume that he's okay with some of the naughtier stuff based on some of the artwork that I see at the table. But he likes Conan. So Conan has some, that's part of who Conan is. He's got some machismo. He gets around, that guy. So yeah, I know that. That he is okay drawing some of the nudie ladies. The nudie ladies. Brother Funk says maybe Mamdani will seize the old Marvel offices and turn them into public housing. Yeah, right. You're right. Maybe he'll turn it into a grocery store or something. So many people leaving New York City. Funk says Ray McKay is Canadian, and I would trust him to write a good Captain America story. Just saying, this is true. He does love America, though. He loves like Captain America-ish guys. There's a character that he likes that his name is Mr. US, and he will appear in issue number 9 because of Ray's insistence, and he's just a Captain America kind of knockoff. But yeah, I can feel the force of that fist flying at me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly, James. I refuse to buy from certain writers because of the way they hate the very same things they are writing about. It's like, isn't it like common sense not to have someone who hates America write a character called Captain America? Come on. Brother Funk says, I remember Bart Sears. He did the artwork on Justice League Europe. Really? They had a Justice League Europe? That's kind of crazy. Back in the 1990s. Brother Benny in the house. Howdy, Alpha Raiders. What's going on, Brother Benny? I'll have to show you, Brother Benny. There's like hair attached to this microphone, and it's like tickling my face. Brother Funk says Bart Sears was definitely part of the 90s extreme style. I love it. Brother Benny, I have the cover. I'm not quite done with it, obviously, but the Ghost Machine cover that you inspired me to enter into the Ghost Machine cover contest. So if you weren't here in the very, 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 very beginning, I showed you that I'm going to enter a cover contest. Cover art contest for Ghost Machine. It's only for Redcoat and Geiger, which I don't read either one of them. I just read Exodus, Book Exodus. But I am inspired to try. This is like exactly what I was trying to do with that new Avengers cover. I was just kind of inspired to do that if I ever got the opportunity to do a variant cover. It's like, can I rise to the challenge? And I'll show you at the end here what my attempts look like. Partly with the new Avengers cover that nobody asked me to draw. But it's a good mental exercise. Like, can I do it? What would it look like? Can I make something that random people would buy? Would random people look at my artwork and say, who's this guy? I want more of this guy's art. That's really the only reason why I would do some of that. It's always in service of pointing people back to Alpha Red. So if I have the opportunity to do a cover, do a couple of page story with somebody else that is outside of Starcross Comics or even Grok, I think there's a lot of overlap between Grok Comics and Starcross Comics. A lot of the fan base, I would assume. Maybe it's not true, but in my mind, it's true. So I am entertaining some scripts that I have recently received. Nothing I am ready to announce yet, but It is definitely in the pipeline. In the pipeline. So the pen I'm using here, the 0.5, is just a little too thin. Not having as much fun as I would if I saw a little bit more contrast, a little bit more ink, on the page. But we're getting there. And that 0.7 is kind of come out. And then I'm going to pull out the brush pen too and give it some more energy. More energy. So what else was in the news? Comic book news. I mean, the biggest news obviously was CB Cebulski getting fired or demoted. I guess I don't know much about that controversy where he was writing as using a pen name, a Japanese pen name. I don't know anything about that. So that was some of the things that he was being mocked about. All right, let's lay down some ink. Hopefully we got some juicy pen tips here. Kabamski. You can feel the energy. Brother Benny says, I can't wait to see the finished Geiger piece. The sneak peek you shared on Substack looked great. I have it in like the full size, 11 by 17. I'll show you here at the end. So stay tuned, Brother Benny. Don't go anywhere. I start by buttering up Jeff Johns, saying that DC isn't the same without him. It is true, though. It is true. There's nothing buttering up about it. I love Jeff Johns' work on Geiger, Redcoat, and Rook Exodus. I haven't read anything else he's written, but I am interested. Yeah, I used to pick up his Green Lantern stuff, and then that's around the time where I didn't have any money. Kids were growing up and all that stuff, so I kind of dropped out of comics altogether, picking up comics altogether. So, but it was always good stuff. If you love Jeff Johns, you ought to read Green Lantern Rebirth. That's a series. That series is a masterpiece. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ernest says, I heard CB is being moved to Japan for the Marvel's manga line. Yep. Definitely demoted. And he's like, I guess, the second longest running editor-in-chief at Marvel. And he drove that Titanic right into the iceberg, like full speed. And why they would just kind of shuffle him over somewhere else instead of just giving him the boot, the big boot, I don't know. But yeah, is there any other news? I feel like there was another comic news story. Oh, I guess the other thing that people couldn't stop talking about was the Odyssey. Anybody go see the Odyssey? All the haters who said it was gonna flop now kind of saying, well, it's probably not gonna flop, but like I still don't like it. So I don't know. Like I haven't seen a Christopher Nolan movie probably since like Batman, the Batman trilogy. And those are, some of my favorite comic book movies. I've watched The Prestige. That was a good one. But I don't understand the obsession. I did not watch Oppenheimer, and really the main reason is because it's like, is it over 3 hours? Like, bruh, I can't do it. I can't do it. Can't sit there for 3 hours for a movie. Too slow for me. Inception was good. Really liked that, but Benny Decker says, I'm with the family tonight, so I might get called away. If I miss the end, I'll rewatch later. You can rewatch the beginning. Honestly, I showed it in the beginning. So, Brother Funk says, what does everyone think about Marvel Comics possibly stop self-publishing and moving out to outsourcing publishing and going to webtoons? I don't. I think Perch says that's probably not going to happen. Allegedly. Yep, he should have been gone as editor a long time ago, but I think no one wants the job, so they just kept him there until they could find a replacement. Yep. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe he knows where the bodies are buried. You know, he's got like dirt on everyone or something. I don't know. Like all the qualified people had some skeletons in their closets. And so he's just like, he's the only guy with no skeletons, except for the stupid manga thing. Does anybody know, like, his pen name? Like, what was that a big controversy? I am 100% positive that I did not pick any of those up. So I would not know. Would not know. Would not. Yeah, I would actually, I've never read the Odyssey. I've never, I don't remember ever watching anything associated with the Odyssey. I mean, I am aware of the Trojan horse stuff, obviously. I don't remember if we had to read it in school. I remember fudging a lot of the reading and not getting good grades for having read things that I should have read because I did not read them. So, but, you know, outside of the Helen of Troy thing and the Elliot Page thing, like I'm not against watching it, except maybe it's also too long. Is it a long movie? 2.5 hours? As opposed to like a 3-hour Oppenheimer? Snooza-palooza? I don't know. I have some people who recommend it, and I mean, it just can't be. It can't be worth 3 hours. I don't know. Maybe in a two seating, two watchings. All right, guys. I think we're coming to the end of it here. Look at that. In good time too. So a decent amount of time. Didn't go too crazy. Did not go too crazy. Yeah, so if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Like. Makes the algorithms dance around and show it to other people and stuff. That's what they tell me. I just repeat what they say. Let's see. Alpha Red Comic W chat. That must be the wifey the wifey using my my what you call it, my handle, my I didn't know that you could do that. But WChat. Brother Benny says they need to load Jim Shooter's consciousness into AI-powered robot to take over Marvel. Yeah, they just need somebody with the cojones to make them make good comics on time, and stop with the renumbering, rebooting of all the stuff. Brother Ernest says, "Have you been hacked, James?" That's likely my wife. I'm not actually on. I don't know what they think WChat is, but like that was something that they just kept putting in the early on. So WChat, and with the kissy thing, probably my wife. Christopher Works 400 says, "Nice work. I appreciate it." Here, I'll leave it open here while I read through here. I bet I could be a better editor at Marvel Comics. Amen. Probably. Falling for editor. Of course, it wouldn't take much to make them better at this point. That's what I'm saying. Christopher Works says, not that much of an Iron Fist fan, but I like this one. I appreciate that. So to get this pose, I was looking at UFC MMA stuff, and one of the promo images had the one guy just knocking the snot out of another guy, and it had the energy, had enough energy for me. Brother Mike is in the house. Banff says, "I read The Lord of the X-Files." Bro, I have no idea what that means. What does that mean? Oh, kissy face. Uh-oh. Alpha Red Comic is giving me kissy face. It's clearly my wife, or I've been hacked by someone who has a crush on me. Who would win, Iron Fist or Bruce Leroy? Bruce Leroy, of course, sir. Bruce Leroy is a real person. I'm kidding. Looks fantastic. Thank you, Bam. Uh-oh. Lots of smoochies. I'm going with Bruce Leroy. That's right. Bruce Lee. Come on. Bruce Leroy with the whatever his I forget the movie name. But careful leaving your phone out. Yep. It's Mrs. Alpha Red. It is indeed. And a few minions. I got some minions out there. They're waiting with bated breath for me to get off the stream. The Alpha Red offspring. Nice. My favorite comic is Calvin and Hobbes. That's right. The Last Dragon. That's right, Bam. Bam says, reminds us that it is indeed the Last Dragon. The Last Dragon. I don't think I've seen that more than once or twice. I remember it being a very cool movie, but I couldn't tell you much about it. Except he was a Bruce Lee fan, and then somehow he got the magic touch. And he was electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. All right, we're going to go in for some energy. See if we can't crank it up just a little bit. Just a little bit more chaos in the outlines. So I was trying to figure out, like, what was it about Jim Lee's anatomy and artwork that kind of made us all, like, inspired us all. And the one guy that I ran into, Andy, my buddy Andy, at the Hershey Comic-Con, just reminded the group of us who were kind of standing around, kind of dissecting our favorite artists and stuff. He had just met Jim Lee at Terrificon, I want to say. Was it Terrificon here recently? I don't know. And he said that his line work was more angular, because we were talking about the difference between him inking himself and Scott Williams inking him. And he was like, yeah, it's when Jim Lee's artwork was more angular. I was like, yes, it was. So we just throw in a bunch of these random lines here to make our eyes kind of, to make our brains think that there's more detail than there needs to be. Like I did this studying some Todd McFarlane, because as I was doing the New Avengers variant cover exercise that I'm doing, which I'll show you guys here in a minute, I forgot that Todd McFarlane would just throw in like just the most random lines everywhere. I just remember like I just said it was a lot of detail. He had detail on top of detail on top of detail. And so as I'm drawing this variant cover, I wanted to take the advice that I am giving to young artists that ask me about my style and my influences. And I said, just look at your favorite artists and kind of dissect what they're doing and just try to add it to your own, because that's what they did. Jim Lee looked at John Byrne and George Perez. He studied Hogarth. Was it Byrne Hogarth artwork? I'm just going to add these flecks in for no good reason, whatever they mean. They just add some kind of energy to our pictures. And then I spin it around, because if you don't spin it around, you end up causing like some kind of unintended pattern. Like whatever your hand is doing, it would just kind of gravitate towards making a pattern. So we will leave it at that. And then I will show you the two covers that are distracting me from doing work on Alpha Red number 9. I am working on page 18 currently, but I am distracted with the opportunity to do a Ghost Machine cover for the contest. So I kind of paused work on that just so that I can do that. So that is going to do it for that. But let me open this up, read your stuff, and kaboomski. This is what I'm talking about when I say, like, when I was doing this Spider-Man, I kept referring back to Todd McFarlane. He didn't draw this pose that I could find, but like the hands, the perspective in the webbing, just all the little details. And I can't help but like do it like more Jim Lee-ish, just because I'm more influenced by Jim Lee's artwork. But like the outline around his head, the size of his eyes, the amount of webbing, he did a lot of webbing. Like I didn't realize how much I was influenced by John Romita Jr.'s run on Spider-Man. That was more my era of Spider-Man, where I really went from liking Spider-Man because I liked Todd McFarlane's artwork to really liking Spider-Man because of J. Michael Straczynski and John Romita Jr. So I went back to Todd and just kind of studied how Todd handled Spider-Man and why everybody gravitated towards it. So I did that for him. I did Jim Lee for Wolverine, and then I'm going to look at John Romita Jr. for Daredevil. So that was taking the advice that I give to the young guys. And then this is like the almost inked Geiger, just random guy in a radioactive suit, and then just kind of a dystopian kind of post-apocalyptic nuclear explosion kind of a thingy mapoo. So that is what is currently distracting me from the actual cover. Here's the actual cover to issue number 9, which is not quite done, but that I'm working on. Here's another. I'm not going to describe what you're seeing here, but this is also something for Alpha Red number 9. This will actually be in the comic, but it is something that will be a part of the crowdfunder. So, but let me check and see what you guys are saying, and then we can call it a night. Brother Benny says, Alpha Red comic, you should tell us something interesting about James that we don't know about. Oh boy, you don't want to know, guys. You don't want to know. Vamp says, I have 3 copies of that movie. A very young Ernie Reyes Jr. was in that movie. Really? That is interesting. That is a good, interesting tidbit. Brother Funk says, oh yes, please give us the details. I don't know. I think they jumped off because I can hear them outside my door here. I can hear my daughter up and in her room, which is across the hall from my office here. I am more rounded than angular. yeah. So like we all have our influences, right? And I can put this back up if you guys want to just keep looking at this tonight's draw stream thing. So J. Michael Straczynski and John Romita Jr. were great on Spider-Man. That was like my definitive run. That is my those are my guys. Those are my guys. Even though Todd McFarlane is what brought me in. Todd McFarlane and Spider-Man brought me into comics and started collecting comics. That is JRJR and JMS are definitely my guys. That looks amazing. Thank you, Brother Benny. Thank you. Funk says, is that a mask homage cover? A mask homage cover? Sir. We're not going to talk about it. Brother Funk. But you will know here in, I'd like to say in about a month, when Alpha Red number 9 is complete. You will know what it is all about. Well, guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with me on a Sunday night. This is what we do every Sunday night at 8 p.m. We draw and we talk comics, and I am super grateful that you guys are here hanging out with me and ending your weekend with me and starting the new week out by watching, hanging out, and talking comics and all this silly stuff. And Jax, one last thing, and X Jackalope, late to the stream. Iron Fist looks awesome and an underappreciated hero. I agree. So every hero is somebody's favorite hero, right? So everybody deserves a little bit of time in the spotlight. So that's what I wanted to provide tonight, and I want to thank you guys for hanging out. And until next time, until next week, grace and peace. We are out.
From the shadows he rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. down and hope seems so far. Look to the skies, you'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.